load shedding during the matric exams and COVID-19 vaccines were some of the issues discussed at the South African Democratic Teachers Union's National Executive Committee meeting. For more on this, I'm joined now by Sadtu spokesperson Nomusa Cembi. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. It's been a tough 2 years or so for the education sector. Because of the COVID-19 situation exacerbating some of those challenges, as well as load shedding being a huge factor, especially as the matric class of 2021 set to write down exams. What came out of the meeting?
Good morning, Paul, and good morning to your viewers. Yes, education is one of the matters that we looked at in our National Executive Committee meeting. And we noted that, we are again writing exams under the cloud of COVID-19. And the situation, teachers have tried their best to adapt as well as learners to this new situation, even though it's difficult. But what made matters worse was the issue of load shedding, which we saw during the exams, and it really affected the writing of these exams. And we pleaded with the department to say they should take into account those who were affected by COVID. I know some people came to write late, some people could not write, so we'd like the department to take those things into account when they look at marking and look at the exams.
And how will you be recording, the extent of one being affected by load shedding as they set to study, arriving late? How will you be able now to determine who should be prioritized?
It's not an easy thing to tell, but we can look at mainly at what happens during the exam, at the writing of the exams. I mean, at exam centers, they know that these learners did not turn up on time, or they came in late. That should be factored in. But we think more should be factored in looking at how they studied and all. But, it is hard to quantify those things at this moment in time. We plead with the department to look at what was happening in the actual writing of the exams at the exam centers. Although we would like to see the department factoring in more than that.
COVID-19 vaccines, COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy may have been some of the issues that you discussed, especially as we saw government now allowing the age group 12 to 17 to now also go out and get vaccinated. What did you conclude when it comes to those two narratives?
Yes, we are worried about the fact that we see hesitancy in people taking up the vaccines. We are happy with the fact that in the education sector, a large majority of those in the education sector have taken the vaccine. We feel it is the COVID-19 is still with us, even though people speak of this Omicron variant not being that bad. We feel that it is still COVID. We urge people to really take the opportunity to take the vaccine, because we know that what is affecting communities will have a direct impact in our schooling. We would like to see the Department of Health, more especially, being more proactive in rolling out the vaccine even to the 5 to 11-year-olds. We would like that to happen as soon as possible, because we have seen that with this new variant, learners at that age, children at that age, are affected by it. And we believe in science as such, and we believe that everyone should take the opportunity to take the vaccine. It is free, and we believe that it is safe. We know that, as more people hesitate to take the vaccine, this leads to the mutation of this, and you find many variants around. So we'd like to see people taking the opportunity of having themselves vaccinated as soon as possible.
And what was your take on the increasing number of gender-based violence cases in schools? Not only in schools, but we've also seen how there's been an uptick in the number of girls falling pregnant. And of course, bearing in mind the new pregnancy policy in schools that government has been working on and now trying to put into effect?
The issue of pregnancies amongst the learners, it's a worrisome issue, and we are fine with the guidelines that have been put to say, those who are found, if it's if it's a teacher who has been found to have really caused this, we would like to see, harsher sentences on those who are found to have engaged in sexual activities with minors. And what has been said lately that teachers should lay or open a case if they find that a minor has been impregnated. We know that teachers have got a role to play in ensuring that learners are safe, but we should say it should not lie only on the hands of the teacher. A learner is part of, comes from a home, comes from a community. We feel that communities should also be allowed to play their role as parents, to play their role as families, to ensure that these things come to an end. Learners are from homes and families, so it is going to be quite a tricky situation to find that the teacher has got to report this. Yes, a teacher, now is being obliged to report this, but we say it should first start with the family or with the home.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Nomusa Cembi, Sadtu spokesperson, speaking to some of the important issues that were discussed in Sadtu's National Executive Committee meeting.